Alright guys, unless you can't tell from the title of the video, I am indeed doing my book review on The Elite by Miss Kiera Cass. Now, The Elite picks up exactly where the selection leaves off. America is still conflicted about whether to choose Aspen or Maxon. The rebels are still attacking. Maxon is still winding down and choosing, knocking off less girls. I think at the beginning of this book that starts with there's like 5 or 6 of them. I can't remember. The number's really less compared to how the selection was. And that's pretty much the best summary I can do for you guys without giving away everything. Now, if you haven't read, obviously, the selection or the Elite, don't watch this next portion because I will be spoiling everything. I have a lot to talk about this book. I had huge issues with this book. I liked certain aspects, but I think overall I wanted to throw this book at a wall and break it into a million pieces. That's just how frustrated I was. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with what I actually liked about this book before I even jump into the negative. So one of the things that I loved about this book was Marley. I loved her character. I love her relationship with America. I have since the beginning. I love that they're this, they've become really best friends then during this whole competition. They haven't let the competition just go to their heads. And then I love how America handled the situation with Marley being found out about her having another guy on the side, and that whole scene was just, it was really emotional, and I'm glad America didn't just sit there and, watch it happen. You're watching the scene unfold and everyone is just sitting there not saying anything, and awful things are happening. They're being beaten, and America has some balls and she stands up and she says how she feels, and you know that her heart is in the right place. She is a good person, and I love that even at the moment when I was reading that scene, I thought Maxon was seriously letting that happen. I thought, why are you being such a giant douche? But it turns out Maxon did find a way to help them, and he's going against his father, and he is, sneaking around making sure Marley is still close to America. He got them a job secretly inside the castle, and I love that Maxon also saw, America and how, she was standing up for what she believed in, and he followed her, and he's doing the best that he can. And I love that they're, working off of each other and doing good things. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the cons of this book. Oh goody, this is going to be fun. So, first thing, at the end of the selection, in my review portion, I said that the selection left us with this, the rebels are attacking, and then there's just like all these mysteries about the rebels, and I feel like in the Elite this huge bomb is gonna go off, because in the selection we're like and nothing happens. So I expected in the Elite for this huge, just earth-shattering bomb to go off, and the rebels were really gonna be a huge factor in this book. Did that happen? No, it did not, which really disappointed me, and it pissed me off because I'm like, I still have all these questions about the rebels. What is their point? Because in the Elite, the entire Elite was structured on like Maxon, America, and Aspen's relationship. Like, that was the whole thing with the plot. There was no really other deviations than that, which really pissed me off because it was a total opposite from the selection. The selection, it was all about, it wasn't just about the relationship. It was about, meeting the other girls. It was about the rebels. It was just so much else was going on. And then the Elite, it was just the love triangle. Seriously, just the love triangle. And of course, the rebels. So there's this particular scene that made me so angry. And when I was reading it, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, it's finally happening. The big explosion I've been waiting for. So somehow the rebels are attacking. America gets separated from the group. She's running, she's in the woods, and she sees the rebels. They see her, and I'm thinking, oh my god, she's gonna get kidnapped. Finally, something I kind of predicted happening in this book. Does that happen? No, they just ignore her and let her go, and she wanders back to the castle. I'm sorry, where's the excitement in that? What the F? And then of course, the rebels, we find out, are looking for this book that says how their, world got structured, and they want to find that book so they can show it to the world because it would ruin the king, it would ruin the whole monarchy, it would ruin their entire society. And they don't realize that America has it. And I'm thinking at like the moment in the book where America is, you know, she's like, I'm gonna be sent home. Maxon's made his decision. I might as well just, you know, go out swinging and, you know, go out with some balls. And she calls out the king and says that their whole, you know, structure, livelihood is effed up. It needs to be changed. Here's the book that tells us that this is not how it's supposed to be. This like crazy maniac created this. And of course, the king is livid. He wants to kill America. And I'm thinking, oh my God, can the rebels like come in at this moment, steal America, and be like, please lead us, you have the book? Does that happen? No. No, she never gets approached by the rebels, even though she has the same ideas as they do. So I don't know if the rebels are ever gonna have a point. I'm hoping in the next book, America gets approached by them or something happens, because we're getting this idea like the other countries that are around are like supporting America. They want this whole society of like this king and then like the different classes to end. They're like, we will side with you, America. If you become the next queen, we will help you like erase all of that. We will help you change your whole society. We are with you. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so confused about what the hell the point of the rebels were at this point. I don't get it. So as I mentioned, this book was entirely structured on our little love triangle, which pisses me off beyond belief because I hate it when authors do this, and it makes me so mad because one of the huge pros in the selection that I gave to Kiera was how she structured the love triangle and how she didn't make the love triangle the entire plot. But then what did she go and do in the Elite? She made it the entire freaking plot of this book. Now, you guys know I was Team Maxon from the beginning. I loved him. Maxon in this book, oh my God, if I could reach through and just slap his face, I would have done it. Not just once, but multiple times in this book. I swear, him and Aspen were like flip-flops. They were, one time in the book, I would love them. The other time, I would absolutely hate them. I'm at the point right now where I'm just like, America, don't go with any of them. You can find a so much better guy out there. There's so many more fishes in the sea. Why are you dead set on these two? They are just beyond frustrating. My biggest issue with Maxon in this book was the scene where he is sticking his tongue down Celeste's throat. Are you serious, Maxon? You're making out with this crazy psychotic bitch who has purposely gotten people thrown out of the selection. She's like done awful things to America, to Marley. She's lied to you. She's lied to your parents, and you are sticking your tongue down her throat. And when America sees and she confronts him about it, he's like, well, you know, you weren't doing anything about it. You're still conflicted. I'm just like, Maxon, what happened to the whole gentleman side of you? That was such a typical douchebag guy reaction. No, that's not you. And then Aspen, Aspen, I still don't like you, but at least there were some redeeming moments of you in this book. Like, I can at least put up with you in this book compared to the first one. Now, America, you know, the chooser of these two guys. So my biggest issue with her is, you know, this is a trilogy. She's got one more book left to make up her mind and to pick one of these idiots. And in the Elite, she comes out and she's like, I choose Maxon. I want to be with him. I love him more and I'm committed. And she goes and tells Maxon this. And of course, he tells her that, you know, he still has feelings for her, but she's kind of a little bit on the late side because he started developing feelings for Chris. And she gets all pissed off at him and she becomes this like jealous, raging like ex-girlfriend. And America, you have no excuse to be doing this, honey. You played with him, you toyed with him like a dog, and you know, what do you expect to happen? He's a guy and he has to choose one of you, and if you're gonna be all conflicted the entire time, he has to have a backup plan. And I have no problems with Chris. I think she's a great person. I like her character. I don't want her to end up with Maxon, but I'm just like, I don't understand why America is being this huge, just raging like crazy ex-girlfriend right now, because she has no freaking right to be. So, in the end, I think on Goodreads, I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars because it made me so unbelievably angry. And there's probably more moments in the book that just pissed me off beyond belief, but that's just the biggest key points that I can remember at the moment. I hope you guys liked the sequel of The Elite. It wasn't my favorite. It kind of let me down. Tell me what you guys thought about The Elite down in the comments. I feel like I'm the only person that felt what I'm feeling right now. So until the next book video, bye guys!